What is going on, everybody? We're back with TradeUI, showing you how you can use their tools to give yourself a trading edge. In this video, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to show you the returns we've had this year on the TradeUI team, as well as show you how you can utilize the same tactics and tools that we use to give yourself a trading edge and potentially reflect, if not even beat us on the year. So what we're going to do is actually start off by showing you the tax statements right now for TradeUI. In this case, right now, the account itself is up $121,000 on the year, which means we started this year roughly around $70,000 and we profited $121,000 so far. Gives us an account total of around $190,000 to $191,000. So to utilize this and get these kind of results, what we're going to do is show you just how we find our trading opportunities. The first thing we do is always go to our TradeUI site and look at the option flow. Option flow is going to determine whenever we can find out the money calls that are extremely unusual, that may be something we're going to look at as a potential trade. We may not trade the option itself. What we might do is buy the underlying stock and ride that out to see how it reflects the correlating option contract purchase. To do that, we need to filter out a bunch of the option fluff and find good opportunities. I look for people opening up positions. I want to see a trade of 35 days or less. I'm not worried about the minimum premium, but I want to see a move of 5%. So this tells me that these contracts are going to move at least 5%, which tells me that the underlying stock is going to have a 5% move. And right off the bat, this is going to filter out a bunch of fluff, and I already see RBA right here. RBA has $100,000 of the call contracts purchased on the, looks like the 10th of November, right around $61 a share, and they're targeting 65. Days to expiration is 34 days, so they think in 34 days it's going to have a 6.5% to 7% move. So that's a good bullish opportunity. So let's look at the actual stock itself, which I have pulled up right here on TD Ameritrade. So as you can see, it sold off pretty heavily lately, and it looks like it sold off after the earnings news. But if we go to the drawing tools, what I want to look at is if you see this support zone that has 62, because it fell twice right here. However, on the long-term chart, it actually has a trend that formed. The reason it's formed a trend is because you have a low here and your other low here. If you line these two up and it actually matches where the price actually stopped at, also around the area that those option contracts got bought, this tells you exactly what happened. That investor, that trader saw a good opportunity to buy the dip at a solid, statistically proven support zone, and they think it could go up to a new high of maybe 68, but in this case they're saying 65 because that's the contract they bought. So if we go ahead right here and draw out a tool around $65, let's see what's going on at that level. So right here at that level, they have $65 is roughly this old resistance line, which is going to be the new resistance now because we failed to pass through it, right? You're going to see a little struggle at 62, but after that you might see a breakout to 65. We're curious to see how this trade actually works out. We're going to be tracking it as it goes. So what you can utilize is this tool right here. Give yourself a trading edge by utilizing TradeUI's option flow tools. But what we're going to do also is consider the fundamental side of things too. So we don't just buy a trade because of a technical setup. We also want to see what's going on with the company to make sure it's not garbage. So what I'm going to do is actually go to my mouse. I'm going to go to the live news to see if we can track what happened with earnings. So if we go to earnings, it looks like we had EPS beat a 0.72 versus a 0.51 estimate, and we also had total revenue of $1 billion versus a $964 million estimate. This tells us that we crushed earnings and people sold off at earnings. The banks kept their price targets around $73 to $75, so we are well below the price targets on a statistically great technical analysis setup with good fundamental backing of beating earnings. Tells me that this is just a good buy the dip opportunity on this. Everything lines up perfect. This should be a comfortable swing trade at 65. Honestly, maybe even the 66 to 68 level. But at the end of the day, this is a quick 6% that you can make in the next month or so. All you gotta do is find trades like this and compound them. I'm sorry, it's 8% if you target 65 and you get in around 61, you're looking at 8%. So you can actually find trades like this. If you can consistently compound an 8% return, it adds up over time. Honestly, all you need is 10 of those on an initial $2,000 investment, and then you'll make a 100% return on that, and you'll end up with over $4,000 in your account. But all you got to do that is find good opportunities, be patient, and utilize tools like TradeUI. If you want to check it out for yourself, click that link in the description below. It will take you to TradeUI's site. You can see for yourself how powerful their tools are. Several other videos out there on the YouTube channel showing you the different tools they utilize. This is the bread and butter of TradeUI. However, there are some powerful tools such as the screener, the dealer exposure, which talks about gamma exposure, inside trading tools, and etc. Dig in, check it out yourself, and we hope that you become part of the TradeUI family.